Hello guys and welcome to another edition of Rage Against the Dice. So, as I mentioned in the French video that I have now uploaded, honestly, I promise, Sparks is going to do German early war, obviously because I am early war. Now, as you can see on the box for the German infantry that I've got in front of me, which is winter infantry, it can be used in early, mid and late, as seen in my mid and late army. For my German grenadiers. But yourself, Sparks, what are you specifically doing?
So, because it's France, it
yep.
needs to be Battle of France, 1939, 1940.
Yep.
So, I needed an early war German force, and it was either these, and say that it's taken as a snapshot in, like, the winter.
Yes.
Winter of 39 rather than 1940 Battle of France. Or it was the Blitzkrieg Germans, and I've built those models before, and I'm not keen on them. They're a very old kit.
They're a very old kit. I built a load for my Pioneers, and I spent a long time cleaning up mold lines. Yeah.
They're not bad models, they're just better.
Yes, they are. This, as I've mentioned in another video, and obviously I've mentioned to yourself multiple times, these are my favourite German kit. So, there's 30 models in this set. It's going to be one sprue multiple times. As we know, it's always 6 on a sprue and 5 sprues, so we'll just look at one sprue, so this shouldn't be one of our longer videos. However, we will ramble at the end where we talk about what's coming next in the army and things like that, and then the next video after that, I believe, is the Panzer 38.
Panzer 38T.
Panzer 38T.
Because if you go in early war Germans, you've got to have a Panzer 38T.
You have to. It's the law. So yeah, so the next 2 videos are going to be featuring your Germans. And then, obviously, during this, we'll probably ramble on about what's coming next for your Germans. Because my French are pretty much sorted now, outside of deciding whether I buy a medium or a large howitzer, depending on how much I want to lose friends. Yeah. So we're going to flip this as we always do. Bosh. You can see on the back there, it just shows what you get inside, which is the models itself. Cheeky little reference to the bad guy. We don't speak of him. Doesn't have the painting thing, the painting guide that some of them do. Now, there may be instructions inside that show you the colours.
I think the painting ones are just on the slightly newer kits.
Right.
The new kits, because I think the Italians had them, but my Americans didn't.
My French definitely did. I believe I mentioned it in the video. But here we go. Now, one thing to say, Bolt Action is about to get a 3rd edition. We're very excited for this, despite, obviously, my disliking change. Oh, and we also have to see who packed this. That's the most important bit. We give them their flowers, as it were. Cosmina, thank you very much. Unless there's some stuff missing, and then darn you to hell. So, while Sparks is just sorting those, I'll show you the transfers here. So, yeah. So, these are German here transfers. Now, they'll be appropriate still for your stuff. If not, I would steal them. Base-wise, it's the usual one large sprue and then a single sprue. They're Warlord bases. We don't really need to pay too much attention to them. So yeah, so you've got your little German infantry there. I'll just zoom in a little bit. Now, again, it isn't one of the super old kits, but it is an older kit. So
2018, so it's the same age as my Americans.
Yes. So
GIs.
Yeah. So the little bit that comes in it shows you your sprue and all the bits down there and what they are. And again, that's pretty much the same as they do now, leading up to my French was the same. I don't think this is going to be a particularly big problem for you. This isn't like Vince with his broken British, where he needed them to really tell him what filth to put on. You've probably already got an idea of how you're building these.
It's just a matter of double checking to make sure I don't put the Panzerfaust, I don't put the Shankers on, because these are supposedly for early war, but technically they're more appropriate for the East Front.
Yes.
So, no Russian Shankers.
Let's slide this into shot.
No MG42s, no Panzerfausts, no G43 rifles. It's just making sure I pick appropriate stuff.
Yes. And again, with bolt action, although it isn't such a big problem, we do like our armies to be appropriate. So in terms of equipment and things like that, it's making sure that everything matches up with your period of history, but also weapon choices are actually important because, your army lists dictate things, certain things you can and can't have. Now, we, again, don't know what's going to be in the 3rd edition. I'm guessing it's going to be like 2nd edition, where we're going to start out with a rulebook, which is going to have some very basic army lists in. And then we'll get different theatres.
So they're doing a rulebook with the standard starter army lists in inverted commas in the back, the same as the 2nd edition one was. And then apparently everyone's getting the 3rd ed armies off book as well.
Oh, brilliant.
Because they're redoing all the points.
Oh, that could be good. That could be bad.
I think it'll be good because one of the problems that a lot of people talk about is the points are a bit off, especially on vehicles and machine guns and stuff like that. So
I know, but I know for a fact my Puma's going to go up in points because it's far too cheap for how good it is.
Maybe.
Stupid Puma haters.
And again, my Hellcats might go down in points because they're far too overcosted because of being open top.
Yeah. I don't mind your Hellcats.
But if you balance the points as well, you'll stop seeing M3 Stuarts with 105 machine guns attached to them, and you might actually start seeing Tigers.
This is true. So yeah, 3rd edition we're very excited for.
We won't, because I don't have a Tiger. I don't have a German army that can take a Tiger.
This is true. Maybe I'll stop running my
But in the wild, constantly. We might see a Tiger.
This is true. But yeah, hopefully this 3rd edition will give bolt action the shot in the arm that it needs. Because it's kind of, especially around where we are, there's no one really playing it. Let's hope that changes. But yeah, so anyway, back to the sprue. We will periodically keep talking about 3rd edition because, again, we're very excited for it. September, isn't it?
Yes.
And leading up to that, we'll definitely be doing a lot more bolt action. So you can expect that on the channel probably in December or January of 2026 or something like that. But yeah, so back to the sprue. Spark's going to point at some stuff and he's going to tell you what some stuff is. And then we're going to all ooh and ah at how gorgeous it all is because it's Warlord plastics and they're really good.
So it's an STG-44.
Yep.
That'll not get used.
Nope.
It's also an STG-44. That'll not get used. These are mags.
Yep.
The STG-44.
Yes, they are.
They won't get used. Russian Shanka. And again, they won't get used.
Nope.
G43. That will get used, but not on this kit. Because I need that for my Italian theatre Germans.
Damn you Italians.
Although whether that unit, the G43 sniper team, will exist in 3rd edition, who knows?
Who knows?
You've got your pistols for your officers, you've got your telemines, you've got your MP40s. Some of them will be used, but not quite as much as most people will use because, well, it's early war, so you don't have squads with 400 of them.
Nope.
Going to Hollywood. MG42, that'll not get used. The MG34 will, though.
Yes.
As will the crate of drum mags, for once.
Yeah.
Because there's loads of them lying about, but nobody uses the 32s.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I've got some spare from sprues. To be fair, I've never ever bought this sprue, but I've had, 4 or 5 of them from either me or you getting sent them for free.
Yeah.
It seemed to be, at one point, Warlord's favourite sprue to send out. So we appreciate you for that, Warlord. We appreciate you greatly. Or I do. You less so.
So I'll probably end up not using the helmet covers, but the rest of the heads should be fine. I'll save the officer for an officer.
Yep.
Obviously, along with the pistols. Yeah. More than that, you've got your binoculars and map and other standard equipment for a German in winter gear from 1939 to 1945.
Yeah. And that's it. It's a weird one doing like these unboxings, especially with Warlord, because it is a case of there's a single sprue and then you just get lots of it. It's more interesting in sort of the army makeup and what you're going to do after that. And obviously in my French one, I did talk about that briefly. At the end, we looked into it. There isn't a mission in that. Obviously, when I filmed it, I built my medical officers the guys backing him up, I'd given them the wrong weapons. I have since rectified that, and I've given them the pistols that they're allowed. I don't know if anybody's commented on that yet, but I forgot to do the clarification in the video, and it's up now. Or is going up tomorrow, but no, is up? I don't know. It depends when this is getting filmed. But yes, it's set to go up. I just can't remember when. But yeah, so do you want to go into a little bit about what your army's going to be?
Standard Blitzkrieg Germans, just basic squads with one SMG, one MG34, an officer, an armoured car, armoured vehicle, a Hanno mag, because you can't have a German army without a Hanno mag most of the time.
The Panzer 38T, as we mentioned.
That's the tank, because you got to have one of them. I'm thinking a 6 rad armoured car, because it's quite an obscure one that doesn't get used in the later war. And there's some quite nice 3D prints out there, so I might pick one of them up.
Yeah.
Instead of the 222.
Were you looking at 3D prints for bikes and things like that, or did you change your mind on that in the end?
No, I did get some 3D printed bikes.
Any good?
They are quite nice. Problem is that one of them has an MG42, so
it's the wrong period.
Yeah. And the way bike squads work is that they are currently minimum 6 man.
Oh.
And if I drop that bike out, I've only got a 5-man squad.
So you'd have to buy another 3.
Another bike.
Oh, can you buy them individually?
I can get them from Warlord, just a bike with a pillion passenger.
Yeah.
Because the 2 sidecars I've got have an officer and an MG34. Oh. So I literally just need a dude on a bike.
Yeah. With your infantry squads, are these full 10-man squads? Or
2 10-man squads, and I'm thinking an 8-man pioneer squad, because it's the only way to get more SMGs in early war. And I need to fill out the points.
Well, I have plenty of pioneer backpacks. If you
8-man pioneer squad with a couple of SMGs, an LMG, and a flamethrower.
I was very excited about it up until that flamethrower. As someone who uses...
Well, if I didn't get the winter kit and I went for the Blitzkrieg kit, I was going to buy the pioneer kit anyway, so I would still have that.
Yes, this is true. So yeah, in terms of it, as I said, the next video we're going to do will be the Panzer 38T unboxing. And then from there, I think we'll just be pottering along to some painting bits. I know, obviously, I've started to film some I've done a painting of a basic Japanese and the painting of the basic Germans. The Here Grenadiers. So I'll inevitably do a one for the French. I believe you were going to maybe come across and do one for your Americans, just painting a single American, and more than likely do the same for one of your Germans, just to get a bit of variety, show how quick, because our painting method on our bold action stuff is far less intricate than all the other stuff we do. We very much base coat them and then slop them in Agrax Earthshade.
That's the way it was going to go, and then my Americans came along and I started freehanded 3rd Division symbols on the helmets.
Well, yes, you very basically paint them right up until it's freehanding markings and stuff like that on them. But yeah, the point I'm making is we paint our bold action stuff fairly quick. It's not the same level as we'd put to maybe our Marvel or some of our other stuff where a single model can take us quite a chunk of time. We get bold action stuff painted fairly quick for the most part. Not as quick as Vince, who's taken a completely different avenue on it, and that's just don't paint them. He gets his models finished a lot quicker than ours because he builds them and then they're done. Sometimes he sprays them, in fairness. Sometimes he sprays them, but he uses a full can when doing it. So that single model's very thick with paint. Bless it. But yeah, guys, bold action, as I said, is a big one on our channel. It's almost becoming exclusively what we've put up recently. Now, we have got other stuff coming. I haven't done one of these in a while, so I will say we've got some Fallout factions and Fallout Wasteland Warfare stuff coming. We've got a lot of Baron's War on the go. There's some Vitrix models being built, and there's some Footsore models being ordered. It's a thing. Middle-earth strategy battle games is definitely a big one at the moment, and hopefully by the time this video goes up, because our campaign starts at the end of the month, the videos for our battle companies will be up and running. But yeah, guys, I'm going to end it there because we've got other things to unbox, and then we've got games to actually play in the dice rollings where it's more fun. But as always, like, share, subscribe, leave us a comment down below, let us know what you think of Bolt Action. Are you excited for 3rd edition, aren't you? And as always, pray at the dice gods, hope they smile upon you, and take care. Say goodbye, Sparks.
Bye, Sparks.
Bye, Sparks.